He had this to say, about that ship. He said, quote, the U.S. Navy guided missile destroyer USS Spruance intercepted the Tuska in the Gulf of Oman and gave them fair warning to stop. We saw that video. I mean, the Iranian crew refused to listen, so our Navy ship stopped them right in their tracks by blowing a hole in the engine room. Right now, U.S. Marines have custody of the vessel. Again, just reiterating what I said at the top of this. I mean, Chris, in your opinion, how may this impact upcoming peace negotiations in Pakistan? Again, at this point, we don't even know if Iran is going to show up. Do you believe that they will come to the table, or, as Alex was just alluding to, maybe it'll be a couple weeks from now before they even decide to show up? But what are you expecting?
Well, good morning. And again, thanks for having me on. I think this will impact negotiations, and this was an inevitable part of this blockade. What you saw in that video was an escalation of force continuum. The United States Navy is executing a perfectly legal blockade, and this blockade has been incredibly effective. If you look at the sequence of events, Iran has been holding this region at risk, which is a violation of international law. International straits must be kept open for commercial traffic. By the fact that they can close it at will, in and of itself is a problem. They announce on Friday that it's open, then on Saturday to decide that it's closed. The only part of this that is legal is the blockade, and as Alex has mentioned, it's having an enormous effect on their economy. Not only can they not move oil out of Iran and their Iranian ports, they can't resupply militarily. So this inevitably will have a dramatic effect on their ability to negotiate, because with each passing day, in the past, they had gained leverage by delaying. What we're seeing here is their economy is going to continue to struggle, and their military is only going to be further degraded as our ceasefire is about to expire.
Well, let's just talk about now what's coming out of Iran as well. So now the Iranians, they're vowing to retaliate. And they have yet to confirm, as we've been talking about all morning long, if they will be attending these peace talks, yes or no, again, since that incident took place. Alex, what do you think that means when they say that they are vowing to retaliate?
Well, it could mean a number of things, right? It could mean that they're trying to go after the ships that are enforcing the blockade. It could mean that they're going to try and use fast boats and shore-launched missiles. Could mean that they're going to use their terrorist proxies either in Lebanon, where we obviously know that there's a very tenuous ceasefire. It could mean that proxies like the Houthis could be, they've said this directly, they could target the Bab el-Mandeb or other very critical waterways beyond just the Strait of Hormuz. The Houthis have done this before, and they've held commercial shipping hostage just a couple of months ago. So, I mean, there are a number of ways the Iranians could try and execute on that promise. But the reality is, as Chris said, the clock is not in their favor. The Iranians, not only are they losing $400 to $450 million a day, but because they can't get oil exported, they are doing tremendous permanent damage to their oil infrastructure. Pretty soon they're going to have to actually, close the storage facilities that they use to keep oil, and it's going to be very difficult to reopen over the long term. Yeah. They are doing themselves great damage the longer this goes on.
Yeah, absolutely. And Chris, I want to end on this. President Trump warning Iran to take the deal, or he's going to blow the whole country up. Is that another threat that you think that they will heed? Is that something that could possibly happen? Because obviously Trump, he has kind of alluded to that over on Truth Social multiple times.
Well, I think some of this escalatory language is consistent with the saber rattling that has defined this region. President Trump has been an extremely effective negotiator in the sense that he sets conditions for an outcome. We've achieved all of our tactical objectives, and we're now pursuing strategic objectives. We've demonstrated an extraordinary capability that the United States military has, and that if this ceasefire were to end in the next several days, Iran would face the full weight of the U.S. military, now reinforced, and conducting combat operations. So I think it would be in Iran's best interest to take the president very seriously when he says they're going to go after additional military targets over the coming days and weeks if they fail to come to the negotiating table.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a tense next couple of days as we head to the end of that ceasefire. Chris Burnet, Alex Gray, gentlemen, great discussion this morning. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
All right, coming up.